Number 1, Regional Personnel and Records Management Division. Number 2, Regional Intelligence Division. Number 3, Regional Operation Management Division. Number 4, Regional Logistic Research Development Division. Number 5, Regional Community Affairs Development Division. Number 6, Re- Regional Controller, yeah? Control, com, wait lang, Controllership. Game na. Number 6, Regional Controllership Division. Number 7, Regional Investigation Detective Management Division. Or number 8, the Regional Learning and Doctrine Development Division. And lastly, number 9, the Regional Plans and Strategy Management Division. Ano yan? National Capital Regional Police Office or NCRPO. The NCRPO command group shall be composed of the regional director, NCRPO with the rank of Police Major General, the Deputy Regional Director for Administration, and the Deputy Regional Director for Operation, and the Chief of Regional Staff, all with the rank of the Police Brigadier General. The NCRPO headquarters shall maintain 9 regional staff. Number 1, Regional Personnel and Records Management Division. Number 2, Regional Intelligence Division. And number 3, Regional Operation Management Division. Number 4, Regional Logistic Community Affairs Development Division. For example, during implementation of community quarantine in Metro Manila in 2020 due to COVID-19 pandemic, the NCRPO RMFB was tasked with manning all checkpoint, the entry and exit points of the regions. NCRPO Regional Mobile NCRPO Regional Mobile Force Battalion or NCRPO-MFB. The NCRPO-FMB, the NCRPO-MFB shall be organized in place under administrative supervision and operational control of regional director. The Regional Mobile Force Battalion of the National Capital Region Police Office is the main tactical unit of the NCRPO, playing crucial role maintaining peace and order in Metro Manila. Here's a detailed explanation. Established in 1991 through merger of units from the Philippines Constabulary and Integrated National Police. The personnel and deployment, it has over 1,400 personnel stationed across Metro Manila. Mandate and function: internal security operations, conduct counter-terrorism operation, combats insurgency, and prevent communist infiltration in industries, public safety, provide support for law enforcement operation, civil disturbance management, maintain under during protest, disaster response, participates in search and rescue operation. National Capital Region Police Office or NCRPO is a division of the Philippines National Police or PNP with jurisdiction over Metro Manila, tasked with maintaining peace and order, enforcing laws, and ensuring public safety in the region. Here is the detailed explanation and example. The background: established in 1967 as Philippines Constabulary Metropolitan Command or PC Metrocom to address rising criminality in this area. It later evolved into a current firm under the PNP jurisdiction, covers all cities and municipalities in Metro Manila, divided into 5 police districts: Eastern Manila, Northern, Quezon City, and Southern. Mission and vision. It is mission to enforce the law and prevent crimes and maintain peace with community support. In vision is to be dependable, respected police force by 2030. For example, in 2019, the NCRPO partner with the Armed Force of the Philippines Joint Task Force NCR, JTF, and NCR to implant Kalasag, a joint security plan to combat insurgery in Metro Manila. Under the plan, the NCRPO led law enforcement operation dismantled criminal gangs and arrested target individuals, while the AFP focused on defending communist terrorist group. This collaboration aimed to ensure secure environmental socio-economic process in the region. The District Director or NCR District Director. The heads of the 5 police districts shall be the District Director with the rank of Police Brigadier General and assisted by Deputy District Director for Administration and Operation with the rank of Colonel. Colonel. He shall take charge of performance of specified PNP function applicable to his area responsibility, including supervision of PNP, support units assigned threat, yeah? Assigned thereat, 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 assigned thereat,
Yun.
assigned,
Assign there at.
assigned thereat. A district director is a senior executive or manager responsible for overseeing the operation staff and goals of an organization within a specific geographic district. A defined small area is small than a region or state. Their role varies by industry but typically includes leadership, strategic planning, budget management, compliance, and liaison with stakeholder. They report to higher level authority. Example, government or IRS. The IRS district director serve as the chief operation officer or an IRS district, overseeing tax administration, taxpayer service, and compliance with federal laws. They manage staffing, budgets, and report to a regional commissioner. Example duty, ensuring the district meets annual tax collection targets and resolve taxpayers' disputes efficiently. Ganyan. District Mobile Force Battalion. It is formally named as District Public Safety Battalion. It refers to an battalion-sized mobile reaction unit established in each NCR Police District, Manila Police District, Quezon Police, Quezon City Police District, Northern Police District, Eastern Police District, and Southern Police District. And the District Mobile Force Battalion is specialized rapid response military of law enforcement unit tasked with maintaining public order, responding to emergencies, and supporting regular forces within a specific geographic district. It combines mobility, tactical training, and versatility to address high-risk situations that require quick deployment. For example, the most prominent example is the DMFB under the Southern Police District of Philippine National Police Command structure led by an acting force commander with a deputy force commander and Head of Section for Administration Intelligence, Operation, Community Affairs, Logistics, and Investigation. It includes the company's first, second, third public safety companies plus the Rapid Deployment Company.
Ano?
Organizational structure at the National Capital Regional Police Office. Number one is the top leader, which is the regional director. The top leader of the NCRPO, responsible for overall command, strategic planning, and operational in entire NCR, uh, including the Regional Internal Affairs Service or RIAS, Human Rights Affairs Office or HRAO, Public Information Officer or PIO, Regional Police Strategy Management Unit, Regional Chief Executive Senior Police Officer, reports to a Chief of Regional Staff and coordinates with National Police Headquarters. And then the second is Deputy Regional Director for Administration. Assists the RD with the administrative function like personal, logistic, and resource management. Ensure smooth support service for district operation. And the third one is Deputy Regional Director. Assists the RD managing actual police operation. Focuses on law enforcement activities, crime suppression, and maintaining peace order. And the fourth is Chief of the Regional Staff. Acts as the main coordinator for both administrative and operational function. The fifth is under the Chief of Regional Staff, and they have 10 regional units. Regional Personal Records Management, Regional Intelligence Division, Regional Operation Division, Regional Logistic Development, Regional Community Affairs, Regional Control and Division, Regional Administrative Support Division, Regional Learning and Development, Regional Planning and Management, Regional Strategy and Management. And sixth one is Regional Headquarters or Units. Regional Headquarters, Main Command Centers for each area. Residential Security Unit, handle security for President or high-profile officials. NCRPO Mobile Force Battalion, Rapid Response Unit for Emergencies. Manila Police District, Quezon City Police District, Northern Police District, Eastern Police District, Southern Police District, and the seventh is Support and Operational Units. Administrative support units handle logistic personnel and support function. Operational support units focus on tactical operation, rapid deployment, and law enforcement. Okay na. Police Provincial or PPO and City Police Office or CPO. The PPO or Police Provincial Office, top police command for an entire province. Example, Nueva Ecija, Nueva Vizcaya, or Isabela. Okay, wait lang. Oversees all cities, municipalities, coordinates province-wide operations and report to a regional office. And the CPO, City Police Office, top police command for one city. Example, Santiago City, Cabanatuan City, or Quezon City. Handle city-specific law enforcement and reports to a province. Provincial City Police, Provincial and City Police Office Department branches. The Provincial and City Police Office, PPO or CPO, are strengthened to an effectively perform its function in accordance with NAPOLCOM Resolution number 98023 and 96058. Both Police Provincial Office and City Provincial Office have similar types of branches or unit. Focuses focused on personal intelligence, operations, logistics, community relation, investigation, traffic, and emergency response. PPO branches or provincial are larger or cover entire province and handle cross-area issues, engaging crime spanning multiple towns, province-wide disaster. CPO or city branches are smaller, cover only the city, and focus on local, day-to-day needs, engaging city traffic, neighborhood crimes. The Police Provincial Office is the top police command in an entire province, like Nueva Vizcaya, overseeing all local police units, cities, municipalities, rural areas. It coordinates province-wide law enforcement, anti-crime operations, emergency response, and manage personal budgets. It reports to an regional office and work with the provincial government. Example, Nueva Vizcaya PPO covers the whole province including Santa Fe and leads cross area initiatives. And the city police office is the top police command for single city, focusing only on city law enforcement needs, patrols, crime investigation, traffic, legal events, emergencies. It reports to an province PPO and work with the city governments. Example, Cabanatuan City. CPO serves only Cabanatuan handling local tasks while following Nueva Ecija and Nueva Vizcaya PPO guidelines. Ay, no, like, following Nueva Ecija PPO guidelines. Deputy Provincial Director for Administration and Deputy City Director for Administration. Um, Deputy Provincial Director for Administration is second in command for non-operational work, staff, budget, and supplies. At the province's PPO, supports the entire province's police force. And the Deputy City Director for Administration and second in command for non-operational work at a city's CPO support only that city's police force and report to the both the city director and DPDM and ADM. Both handled administrative tasks so operational teams can focus on law enforcement. Next one, Deputy Provincial Director for Operation and Deputy City Director for Operation. The Deputy Provincial Director for Operation, City Director for Operation shall assist the Provincial Director and exercise of command, supervision, and control of the police and as third command at the provincial level shall act the Provincial Director in absence and inability of letter and of the Deputy Provincial Director for Administration. This is both the Deputy Provincial Director for Operation and Deputy City Director for Operation lead frontline law enforcement and emergency work. The DPD uh, and OP oversees province-wide operation, engaging cross-town raids, province event security, and reports to a provincial director, the DCP and OP, handle city-specific tasks, engaging local patrols, city festival crowd control. Report to a city director and coordinates with the DPDOP. The only difference is their geographic converge, converge.
Converge.
Okay na.
For major operations gets an updated structure to improve efficiency. NAPOLCOM Resolution number 2019-383, restructuring and strengthening of the Directorate for Plans, meaning the office in charge of planning programs, policies, and future police operation is upgraded. NAPOLCOM Resolution number 2019-10 approved restructuring and strengthening of the 81 police provincial offices, meaning every provincial police office in the Philippines get improved structures and staffing. NAPOLCOM Resolution number 2019-1032 approved restructure and strengthening of the city police offices. Big city police offices received better organizational setup to enhance service and performance. Thank you.
Game.
Continuation. B. Provincial City Intelligence Unit, PCIU. Ang PCIU ang in charge sa pagkuha, pag-analyze at pagbigay ng tamang intelligence information sa Provincial City Police Office. Ang main function nila, magbigay ng accurate at timely intelligence report para sa seguridad. Nag-implement ng policies at directives na may kinalaman sa intelligence at counterintelligence. Gumagawa at nagdi-distribute ng threat assessment at security reports. Nagpe-prepare ng plans of orders para sa surveillance, target acquisition at reconnaissance. Nagkokolekta, nag-assess at nag-a-analyze ng impormasyon tungkol sa kriminal at observation group sa kanilang AOR. Tinitiyak ang security ng classified documents. Gumagawa at nag-update ng target, wanted list, intelligence summarize at estimate. Nag-oversee ng information collection activities sa PPO-CPO. C. Provincial City Operations Management Unit. Ang PCOMU ang nagpaplano at coordinate sa operational activities ng PPO-CPO. Ang main function nila, tumulong sa pag-implement ng police operation policies, nag-oversee sa performance ng police station at operating units, gumagawa ng plano para sa mobilization, assignment at deployment ng personnel, responsible sa tactical operation, monitoring, coordination at communication, gumagawa at nagdi-disseminate ng operational directives, gumaganap ng iba pang task ayon sa Provincial City Director. D. Provincial City Community Affairs and Development Unit, PCCADU. Ang PCCADU ang nag-handle ng Police Community Relation, PCR. Ang main function nila, nagpaplano at nag-coordinate ng programs para sa public safety at community relations. Tumutulong sa budgeting at programming ng PCA activities. Nagkakandak ng public information drive tungkol sa insurgency, drug abuse at crime prevention. Nagsusupervise sa paggawa at distribution ng information materials. Nag-establish ng squad media linkage gaya ng TV, radio, print, social media. Nagko-collect ng historical data para sa NHQ-PNP. Gumagawa ng regular at physical PCR reports. Nakipag-coordinate sa AFP sa operations. nag-maintain ng complaint action system para sa reklamo laban sa PNP personnel. Nagko-compile ng positive feedback at commendation. Kaya mo na yan. E. Provincial City Investigation and Detective Management Unit, PCIDMU. Ang PCIDMU ang nagmamanage ng investigation function ng PPO-CPO. Ang main function nila, tumutulong sa formulation ng investigation policies at guidelines. Nag-iimbestiga ng sensational at major cases. Nag-handle ng kaso ng minors, missing persons, at juvenile delinquents. Nagmo-monitor ng progress ng investigation para masiguro ang successful prosecution. Nagsusupervise sa search warrant, arrest warrant, at subpoenas. Nagbibigay ng technical assistance sa evidence gathering. Nagre-record at nag-a-analyze ng crime data statistics. Gumagawa ng studies sa crime trends at modus operandi. Nagmamanage ng deployment ng investigators. Nagme-maintain ng criminal records at database ng certified investigators. Nagpro-process ng administrative complaints laban sa PNP personnel. F. Provincial City Plans and Programs Unit, PCCPU. Sila ang nag-aasikaso ng planning at program development. Ang main function nila, tumutulong sa implementation ng PNP plans and programs. Gumagawa ng operation plans and budget para sa RPPD PRO. Nakikipag-coordinate sa local agencies para sa strategic peace and security plans. Nagko-compile at nag-analyze ng operation statistics. Gumaganap ng iba pang task ayon sa PDCT. G. Police Strategy Management Unit, PSMU. Ang PSMU ang nagmamanage ng PNP Performance Governance System. Ang main function nila, tinutulungan ang PDCD para ma-comply ang PNP governance requirements. Nag-a-identify ng issues at nagre-rekomenda ng solusyon. Nag-i-integrate ng strategy, management, process at execution. Nag-i-implement ng scorecards, dashboards sa lower units. Nagdo-document at nagdi-disseminate ng best practices and lesson learned. Nagpapasa ng timely scorecard-based reports. H. Provincial City Mobile Force Company. H1 PMFC, Mobile Unit and Province na may isa hanggang sa 2 companies. Responsible sa internal security operation, support police station, special police operation. Headed by a police lieutenant colonel. H2 CMFC, Mobile Unit ng City Police Office. Gumagawa ng internal security support and law enforcement operation. Headed by a police lieutenant colonel. I. Provincial Mobile Force Platoon, PMFP pala. Mas maliit kaysa PMFC platoon size. Ginagamit para sa public safety at law enforcement support. Headed by a police major. Number 9. Municipal City Police Station. Head ng police station. Chief of Police. Siya yung head ng police station. Responsible sa law enforcement at public safety sa kanilang area. Pinipili ng mayor mula sa 5 candidates recommended ng provincial director. Tapos na po.
Good day everyone, I'll be reporting page 172 to 180. PNP requirements and rules explained. Imagine you want to join a big superhero team called the Philippine National Police or PNP. This team protects people, keeps peace, and helps solve problems. But before you join, there are rules like in a game or school club para sure na good people lang ang papasok. Part 1. Who is not allowed to join? Some people are not allowed to join the police team. Para lang ito sa safety and fairness. Number 1. People with big problems in court. If someone has a serious complaint or a serious case, especially bad behavior, they cannot join. Example, if someone is accused of stealing or hurting someone. Number 2. Former cadets of big police schools. If someone already joined PNPA, PMA, PMMA, or MAAP before, they cannot try again. Parang once ka na nag-try, bawal na ulit. Number 3. People who were fired from work before. If a person was kicked out of their job because they did something wrong, they cannot join the PNP. Part 2. PNPA Cadet Admission Test, CAT, Exemption. PNPA is like a special school for future police officers. Normally, you take a written exam pero may exempted. Who are the exempted from the test? Students who are with highest honors, senior high, summa cum laude, magna cum laude, cum laude. Pero only if they still apply and submit their certificate of honor. Parang you're a top student. Congrats, you can skip the test, but you still need to apply properly. Part 3. Benefits of a PNPA cadet. Imagine going to school where everything is free. Number 1. Free scholarship for 4 years. Pwede ka mag-aral ng walang bayad. Number 2. Free food, uniform and dorm. Parang full package na school. Number 3. You get a college degree. Bachelor of Science in Public Safety. Number 4. You become a police officer after graduation. Rank police lieutenant or in BJMP, BFP, you become an inspector. Number 5. Automatic job. Pag graduate, may trabaho ka agad sa government. Part 4. Lateral entry. A different way to become a police officer. Think of this like becoming a coach instead of starting as a player. People who already have license like criminologist, nurse, lawyer, special skills, experience, can enter the PNP as police lieutenant or captain. Para siyang shortcut pero for professionals with special skills. Part 5. Line Service Officers, PMF, SAF. These are officers who handled missions like SWAT type teams. Requirements include must be a licensed criminologist, work in PNP, SAF, PMF for 5 years, pass courses like SAF Commando, pass fitness contests. If you're in SAF, you need to be strong, brave, and well-trained. Part 6. Technical Service Officers. These are like the specialists or wizards of the team. Example professions: dentist, engineer, lawyer, doctor, psychologist, pilot, IT expert, criminologist. They need 5 years experience in PNP or skills if civilian. Pass fitness tests. Right training for their job. Part 7. General Policies, Simple Explanation. These are the house rules of the PNP when picking new officers. Everyone starts as police lieutenant, except technical experts, doctors, lawyers, etc., who starts as police captain. PNPA graduates also starts as lieutenants. You must pass each stage to go to the next. Like levels in a video game. If you fail one stage, you cannot continue. No cheating, favoritism, or hiding results. They want everything transparent. Officers must stay in their assigned unit for a few years. No change of team unless you finish the required time. If you quit early within 5 years, you must pay back the cost of your training. Part 8. Waiver Program. Sometimes the PNP gives allowances or considerations for some requirements. Waiver can be given for height, weight, age, but only if the applicants are few or the person has special skills. Example, expert in crime scene, martial arts, shooting, cybercrime, etc. Part 9. PNP recruitment for patrolman or patrolwoman. These are the starting police officers. Rules: no discrimination, gender, religion, or ethnicity. Must follow merit, skills, and qualifications. 10% of the slots are for women. Must follow laws and proper procedures. In summary, the PNP has strict rules so only good, honest, and capable people become officers. PNP scholars get free schools plus automatic job. Professionals can join through lateral entry. Special skilled people can get waivers. Patrolman and patrolwoman entry is a fair, open to all, and follow strict steps. Thank you.
Treated PNP personnel. While the regular requirement quota should be reasonably distributed to the different police regional office and selected national support units, uh, both the attrition and regular recruitment quota should be subject the approval by the commission. Letter E. There should be established recruitment screening committees at the PROS and NSUS which shall be responsible for the evaluation of applicants, qualification and selection of the most qualified applicant to be recommended for the appointment in the police service. Letter F. To have a whether based on applicants for the selection process and for budgetary consideration, the number of applicants for initial screening should not be more than 200% nor below than 150% of the recruitment quota allocated to the particular recruitment office unit as approved by the commission. The first 150% of the recruitment quota allocated to the particular recruiting office unit should be endorsed and processed after the physical agility test PAT, while the remaining 50%, 151% to 200% shall serve as standby reserve in case the number of applicants who will undergo the sequential stage in the final evaluation of the screening process will fall short the approved recruitment quota. Dito to sa letter G. No person shall be appointed as patrolman, patrolwoman unless he or she process in the minimum qualification provided for under Section 14 Republic Act number 8551 and Section 3 of this circular. Dito tayo sa H. Preference should be accorded to the applicant for station recruitment who resident of the city or municipality where the quota is allocated, provided they meet the minimum qualification standard and are officially endorsed by the city municipal mayor in accordance with the procedure set in circular. Dito tayo sa I. The stage, height and weight requirements for initial appointment in the PNP may be waived only when the number or qualified applicants shall be low at approved quota after the final interview of the recruitment units, provided that the application of the certified member of an indigenous group for height waiver should be processed and approved regardless of whether or not the number of applicants should be for the annual quota, provided whether that qualified applicant belonging to the indigenous group with granted height waivers may OPT apply in areas deemed and necessary by the appointing authority of the recruitment office unit. J. As much as possible and practicable, recruitment should be conducted by the PROS and NSU simulation nationwide to prevent the applicant for applying in 2 more requirement units within the annual requirement period. The issuance of appointment should be in accordance with the Civil Service Rule, Regulation, and this circular. Dito lang tayo sa R. After the recruitment circle and the PNP PRS through the Directorate for the Personnel and Records Management, DPRM should submit to this commission a report and gender segregated data which should contain the following. Number 1, total number of applicants. Ito yung kung ilan sila, ganun. Number 2, number of applicants who were proceed. 3, number of applicants who passed and failed every stage. Number 4, number of applicants who were recommended for appointment. Number 5, number of applicants who appointed. Number 6, number of applicants who appointment were attested by the Civil Service Commission. Number 7, number and list disqualified applicants and the reason for disqualification. Dito naman tayo sa Section 3, General Qualification, Eligibilities, and Mandatory Requirements. A. General Qualification. Number 1, a citizen of Philippines. Number 2, a person of good moral conduct. Number 3, must have passed the psychiatry on psychological, physical, medical, and dental tests administered by the PNP Health Service or by the NAPOLCOM. Number 4, must have passes a formal degree from a recognized learning institution. Number 5, must be eligible in accordance with the standards set by the Commission. Number 7, must have no pending criminal case in the court, including at the office of the abusement or administrative case if he or she is already employed of the government. Number 8, must not have been convicted by final judgment of an offense of crime involving moral turpitude. Number 9, must be the at least 1 meter and 57 centimeters in height for males and 1 meter and 52 centimeters. Number 10, must pass the body mass index, BMI, and applicant will now be subjected to BMI computation based on the list provided the PNP PRSS. The specified passing calculation must be 26.5 or less but not less than 18.5. Dito naman tayo sa priority in the requirement. Those who graduated from top 1 to top 3 and passing the different eligibilities 5% higher from the passing rate will be given priority during recruitment provided that they will pass necessary process. Dito tayo sa NAPOLCOM exam, dapat 75%, CS Pro exam 85%, and board exam 80%. Letter V. The appropriate eligibilities for patrolman, patrolwoman are those acquired from the following. Number 1, NAPOLCOM PNP Entrance Examination. Number 2, Republic Act RA number 6506 as amended by RA number 11131 Licensed Criminologies. Number 3, RA number 1080 Bar and Board Examination. Number 4, Residential Degree kung ilan sila ganun. Number 2, number of applicants who were proceed. 3, number of applicants who passed and failed every stage. Number 4, number of applicants who were recommended for appointment. Number 5, number of applicants who appointed. Number 6, number of applicants who appointment were attested by the Civil Service Commission. Number 7, number and list disqualified applicants and the reason for disqualification. Dito naman tayo sa section 3, general qualification, eligibilities and mandatory requirements. A, general qualification. Number 1, a citizen of Philippines. Number 2, a person of good moral conduct. Number 3, must have passed the psychiatry on psychological, physical, medical, and dental tests administered by the PNP Health Service or by the NAPOLCOM. Number 4, must have passes of formal straight degree from a recognized learning institution. Number 5, must be eligible in accordance with the standards set by the Commission. Number 7, must have no pending criminal case in the court, including at the office of the abusement or administrative case if he or she is already employed of the government. Number 8, must not have been convicted by final judgment of an offense of crime involving moral turpitude. Number 9, must be the at least 1 meter and 57 centimeters in height for males and 1 meter and 52 centimeters. Number 10, must pass the body mass index, BMI, and applicant will now be subjected to BMI computation based on the list provided the PNP PRSS. The specified passing calculation must be 26.5 or less but not less than 18.5. Dito naman tayo sa priority in the requirement. Those who graduated from top 1 to top 3 and passing the different eligibilities 5% higher from the passing rate will be given priority during recruitment provided that they will pass necessary process. Dito tayo sa NAPOLCOM exam dapat 75%, CS Pro exam 85%, and board exam 80%. Letter V. The appropriate eligibilities for patrolman, patrolwoman are those acquired from the following. Number 1, NAPOLCOM PNP Entrance Examination. Number 2, Republic Act RA number 6506 as amended by RA number 11131 Licensed Criminologies. Number 3, RA number 1080 Bar and Board Examination. Number 4, Residential Degree number 907 Rating Civil Service Eligibility to College Honor Graduates. Number 5, Civil Service Professional CS Pro Examination. Letter C, mandatory requirements for application as patrolman, patrolwoman. Number 1, duly accomplished Civil Service Commission or CSC Form 212. Number 2, birth certificate authenticated by the Philippine Statistic Authority or PSA. 3. Report of rating of eligibility authenticated by the issuing authority. 8. Medical certificate issued by the local health officer. And number 9. Copy of 2 government issues ID. Section 4. Preparation and approval and PNP annual requirement program. Every last quarter of the year, the PNP through the Directorate for the Personnel and Records Management or DPRM will submit to the Commission for its consideration the PNP annual recruitment program for the preceding year, which should include the regular authorization requirement quota. For the pros, number 1, police to population ratio. High urbanized cities, nagre-rate siya ng 500 to 700. Component cities, 650 to 800. Municipalities, 750 to 1,000. For the NSUS, number 1, operational requirement of the unit per to actual demands of the service. Ito tayo sa dissemination. Number 1, the PNP through the PNP PRS and RSU, even before the approval by the NAPOLCOM of the requirement program, may already conduct the necessary information drive on the start of the forthcoming requirement in the order of to achieve with this dissemination possible, so that all qualified and interested residents shall have equal opportunity to apply. Number 2, within 5 working days from receipt of the approved requirements program, the DPRM pursuant to Republic Act number 7041, publication and law should publish in PNP website and at least 3 national broadsheet and or through the CSC number patrolman to requirement to HPRO and NUS and quota. Dito tayo sa recruitment process. Number 1, for regular requirement, the recruitment process at the PRO and NSU level should start only after the lapse of 10 working days from the publication of their effective requirements quota. B, upon receipt of the recruitment quota, the PRO or NSU director should create the requirement screening commission composed of the following. Dito tayo sa position: chairman, ito yung pros niya, deputy regional director for administrative or DRDA, NSUS, deputy director and deputy director for administration. Ito naman sa vice chairman person, senior NAPOLCOM official within salary grade 24 or higher, except for regional director and those who are the officer in charge acting capacity at the time of the conduct of requirement process. Ang kanyang NSUS, senior NAPOLCOM official within salary grade 24 or higher. Ito ng mga member niya, Regional Peace and Order Council or RPOC representative. Ang kanyang NSUS naman, National Peace and Order Council NPOC representative. Yun lang.